For adding other parts onto a straight pipe, you will need to split the pipe. Splitting the pipe means you're dividing the pipe into two discrete pipe segments. So we're going to start by working on splitting this pipe right here. So that is in this assembly. So I'm going to right-click on that and go to Edit Route. Now I'm going to right-click on the segment in this assembly that I'd like to split. I right-click and get this drop-down and go ahead and click Split Route, which has the scissors cutting the pipe right next to it. I want to split this right in the center, so I'm going to click the midpoint. And with that, it is split. If you notice it now gives me the option to also split at the midpoint of the new segment, but we only want one right now, so we're going to leave it right there. Now I'm going to come over to the right in the design library and go down to T's. I'm going to select the straight T-inch and drag that right onto that split point. I drop it and am offered the configuration menu. I'm going to leave it on the one that it selected for me and click OK. And with that, we've added a T. And if you'll notice, it added on this pipe piece just like it does when you're putting a flange in there. This is useful because now we want to connect this segment to another section and we don't have to go ahead and add that to our route. So I'm going to click on the red X since we're done adding T's. Now let's connect this to something. To be able to do that, we need to add a flange to another area. So I'm going to go up and select our flange again. Click and drag it over onto the tank up here. After it's dropped, I'll click OK. And note this time, this is actually going to be a different size pipe that we're connecting. So we're going to have to add a reducer to connect these two areas of pipe. So let's use that knowledge that we gained on putting reducers in before. I'm going to click X because I no longer need to add another flange. I'm going to go ahead and click reducer, and then I'm going to drag and drop that onto this pipe segment here. Now this time it's important which one we select. And I'm going to go ahead and pick the 5 to 160 because that should allow these two pipe segments to connect since they will be the same size. Click OK. It adds a stub length to the end of that one as well. I'm going to click X. And now I'm going to use auto routing to connect these 2 points. I'm going to right-click on the point up at the flange, select auto route. Now click the point that I just created. And you will see there's a segment of pipe that have been created. Now if I click the check mark and exit out, we have now created a series of elbows and pipe lengths that connect this flange from this tank to this reducer and goes through this T to these pipes. So now that you've learned how to add T's, we can look at adding other things using splits as well, such as valves and things of that nature.